somebody you speak about at length in the book is John Kavanagh, and how he's such a brilliant technical coach, and being prepared physically. If you had John Kavanagh in your corner, you are sorted. But then perhaps if things start to go wrong, when you do get that first, when you're always gone basically, when you start to get that defeat, that perhaps the emotional backup that he would give as a human being was potentially lacking. Is that fair to say?
If you win or if you lose, it was only after a little while that I started to realise that didn't really affect John how it affected me. I'm with that at home, you know. Now, and I understand that as a coach now as well. But the idea of that is you have to understand it. So to me, if we had lost, John was not feeling what I was feeling. You know, like when my fighters lose, like it gets me. You know what I mean? And if you look at it, you'll see on my face there and then. I don't know if John's just if he's better at it or if he's not as good at it. One or the other. You know what I mean? But technically, really, really good. But emotionally dealing with you on an emotional level, being able to deal with problems with you, being able to talk to you face to face and kind of overcome stuff. No.
It seemed that as your career went further down the path, there was a situation, like there's obviously this very famous fight where he's on the phone in the build-up to it. I know he's trying to get somebody in and he has other things to worry about, but he's not focused on you in the build-up. Is that just the case where over the years perhaps he had more trust in you and that you didn't realise what you needed pre-fight, or why do you think that happened?
No, I think John knew exactly what I needed pre-fight. I think he knew that. He's good at the idea of figuring out different personalities, if you must, and what kind of engages them in that way. But the fact of that is that if you read John's book, it's a different account of how that went, and that I didn't like that. That kind of annoyed me a little bit. You know what I mean? If you look at John's book, the account of that fight and how the build up is that
Louis Smolka.
Yeah, John didn't take really much responsibility for that. I was taking the responsibility for it, and I kind of wrote what actually happened in that situation.
Said he got overwhelmed?
Said I got overwhelmed, and that there was a seed of doubt, and that there was listen, it was the main event fight. It all came on me. There was no like mention of that. And it just came, and that John wasn't the one coming to me saying that I was main event. Twitter had said it to me.
What happens after your fighting career, your relationship with John in terms of going into business with him?
Well, I don't have any relationship with John now. I have zero relationship with him, unfortunately. It was like kind of I had John's back at one time, and John didn't have mine when it came to it. And that was kind of the situation.
How do you mean by that, just for people who haven't read the book?
Well, we announced the gym. We announced a gym together that we were going to open a gym in Tallaght, and then time had went on. We were looking for a building for a long time. John ended up getting contacted by an investor. An investor ended up jumping onto the project, and I was kind of hazy about it, you know. And then it turned out in a situation that I was being changed from Paddy Holohan, the UFC fighter, to a coach. So I was kind of getting ground down a little bit to be a coach, and I wasn't standing in a building in Tallaght taking orders off some guy that literally knew nothing about mixed martial arts. I had said it to John many times. This is mentally like killing me, you know. I had just lost my career, and now I was sitting here being told what to do by some guy that was a fan of the sport, basically. John didn't have my back on that, so I came to a situation where he had promised I'd do this, we'll do that, and then nothing happened. And for my own sake and the sake of my family, sake of my kids, sake of the future of my kids and my livelihood, I had to leave, and then I ended up having to go back to a community centre. So I went back to the community centre, I had 200 people left the gym with me. I was like, right, I've got 200 people now looking to train.
Yeah.
So we went to a community centre, I went and rented a building, I taught in that community centre for the weeks, and through all of this, John didn't ring me, John didn't drop up to the community centre to see was I okay or anything like that. John was doing his own thing, and I know John's a busy man, but I gave him 10 years, so I think I deserve that, you know.
When was the last time you guys spoke?
Can't remember. I was actually over a situation that occurred, but it was by text and by phone. There's no relationship there, and I think he said on Ariel Hawani when he said, sure, with this relationship, it's just the way it is. Sometimes, listen, and I'm figuring this out even more as well, sometimes you can go 10 years with somebody, and it does that, but you either get swallowed up by that, or you just keep going the way you're going, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what I have been doing since I retired.
For anyone who hasn't read the book, there is tons more detail on that in Hooligan and everything else we spoke about. It's brilliant, Paddy. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you.